like me to spit in your mouth?
Welcome to Cleveland, America. That is all. Enjoy the show.
Dial killer for murder once, no redial. Just see child the OU style of how I used to be wild.
We recording?
We're recording.
Story of
Again?
Cameron
We're recording again.
For real?
Road
For really real.
now.
For real, guys.
For real.
We're having a day.
Yeah,
wasn't there Zeke Smith?
we are having a day.
Not one thing is going correct.
No, it's been.
It's fine. We just recorded an episode and then.
And it was great.
It was so
wonderful.
good, dude. It was so
Looked
good.
great, but it didn't have any sound.
Yeah. That's our fault. We did.
Probably a dream
Yeah.
podcast for everyone else to not hear my voice.
And what's our address of Old 86?
What's this address?
5304 Detroit. It's the story of Cameron and C. Giles, One Way Road.
We had a great.
Scout.
Yeah, great. So we talked about Pants not getting drunk. I think we can skip all that. We did drugs.
We did do drugs.
That was fun.
These two did drugs. I got drunk and sang Nirvana on stage at the 5 o'clock.
I've
I've had
karaoke
sex like once in the last month. Like until that, we're ready to just.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
All you missed.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we, at the Cleveland Comedy Awards are coming up, and we did a bracket
Mm-hmm.
of all the comics. And it was just randomized, random order, random comics, basically, but Cleveland comics.
Queued up.
And
Yeah, got it.
we'll go through our picks here.
Yeah. It was a much
explain-
longer episode, but we'll
Yeah.
explain kind of like
We'll
why.
explain why things went the way they did.
Yes. So first round, you guys.
First
you
round.
ready to go?
Was Sarah Volpio versus Tim Wolf.
Tim, we picked Tim.
Yes.
We
Who
got
of us picked him? I chose Tim. I do believe you probably
I
picked
chose,
Sarah.
no, I chose Tim Wolf.
I think I picked Sarah because she's dating Josh
Oh, yes.
Bishop,
Yeah.
You did
pro
say that.
wrestler.
Okay.
which
yeah.
is
I
not.
did give her flowers for getting hired by the Funny Bus, so I'm
Yes,
proud of her
congrats.
for that.
That's cool.
But you moved to Tim Wolf.
Yes. All right.
Well-
Next. Well, go ahead. Do you want?
Go on.
Next one, we were kind of offended by
Uh-huh.
because they added John Armstrong versus Dave Flint.
And that's two
Two
very...
guys.
Eliminator round.
Yeah,
Not
just
fair.
two black
Not
guys
good.
do the funny
Two
stuff in
black
Cleveland.
guys. Two hilarious black
Yeah.
guys.
And then, I'm spoiler alert. Dave kind of just runs the table on the strength of him washing his own dick in a bar bathroom, and I walked in on it.
I chose John because I have not seen Dave live.
John is fucking a crusher.
And I chose Dave because, like, John is hilarious, but Dave is the guy that I had the most trouble following in the past few years. So I gotta go with John.
John is
Dave
like a
on
dude that just like
alone.
anything he says. Like Dave's funny. They're both funny. But John is a dude where, like, if I just heard him explain his schedule for his day, I'd be laughing at him. If they're both not massively successful in 5 years, something's going to have gone wrong.
And
Yeah.
Flint's also so like when he gets in like a flow and
Yeah.
just like riffing on stuff like nobody does it
Unstoppable.
quite like
He's
him. Yeah,
unstoppable.
he's so good.
All right, we've got Will Birds versus Kevin Morrison. And that was everyone chose Will.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Will's put the reps in, and also he's the first person to pay me to do comedy. So yeah, I'm straight up. It's and Will is also fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like,
And Kevin, I love Kevin too. He works hard at it. But I just had to give it to Will.
Yeah.
yeah, and Kevin's a Ravens fan, so fuck off.
Makes a difference, I
This is
guess.
not a scientific study.
This is no Will. If there was ever like an avatar, if there was ever a human avatar for Dudes Rock, it's Will Birch.
Next one is fucked up. It's Martin Malloy versus Hannah Feldman.
I said Martin Malloy.
I also said Martin
I said Hannah.
because you're the Jew.
Yeah, I gotta stick with my peoples. Gotta stick with my peoples, and also like Hannah, like I don't know her at all, but I just feel like if I had longer than a 2-minute long conversation, she would just cut me to my core verbally for no reason.
She's fucking hilarious.
She's very funny, and she's also multi-talented.
Yeah, she's surgical.
She's
surgical.
a theater kid, so when we were at Corky, she sang, and she went up there and fucking just belted out like with real talent.
Yeah.
I didn't know that when she was doing karaoke and she fucking let it rip. I go, ooh.
She told me ahead of time, and then I was so fucked up that I somehow didn't see her go up.
We're trying to get.
My pick's Hannah.
She was with the man. All
She
right.
wasn't with the man though.
She was.
She was.
All right. Next round was Noah versus Mike Strank. I chose Strank.
Frank,
You
because of
chose
hardcore. Because of
because of
hardcore.
the hard.
And I chose Noah.
And I said Noah had a very upsetting profile.
You did.
Which is like the shittiest thing I've ever said about anybody publicly, but he popped up my people you may know, and I go, this just makes me feel off.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Anyways, but Noah's very funny.
He
Noah's
is.
very talented.
So
But it's
talented.
Frank.
Yeah.
It's Frank.
And then the next one was Brian Sternick versus Brian Kenny.
Kenny.
Brian Kenny. I love Brian Sternick. Brian Sternick.
Yeah, Kenny is.
He's such a funny dude.
Fucking Kenny.
But
dude.
Brian Kenny is
Dude, Brian-
He's one of the
Brian
top
is-
comics that like.
How Brian doesn't have access to a private jet off comedy money is the biggest injustice.
This is
in the world.
what's
He is so
annoying
fucking funny.
about comedy is that it is not just about being funny. Like there's so many other aspects that go into being successful.
Yeah.
Everything.
And but just based on being funny, like there's not a lot of guys that I think are funnier than Brian Kenny.
No,
Really?
and Brian also, I always say this about Brian. He has the only mushroom head material I've ever heard of any comedian. Really. So here's for that reason, I fucking
Yeah.
I
didn't say
ride
this
for
in
Brian.
the last episode, but at the Comics Come Home Christmas show, Brian did that, and he. Like it was the first show got weird because a white guy used the N-word with a hard R, and everybody got real weird about it. Because obviously, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
You can't do the soft A or the hard R.
Yeah, no, you can't.
No.
But he's an older guy, and he's like, well, Paul Mooney told me back in the day that if I don't say it, I'm a coward. I'm like, well, that was in 1984, and
Yeah.
he was lying.
Also, I don't
He
believe
just
that
wanted to
Paul
see if you would say
Mooney.
it.
I don't think Paul Mooney ever said that to him. Is also
I actually believe him that they said it, but it was a long time ago, and things are different, and so he didn't say it. But Brian went up and like reset the show by just doing a killer story about he's got a great like Christmas bit about the little drummer boy, and it's so fucking funny. It's
so Brian is like one of the great storytellers I've ever watched.
yeah, he's
Like
captivating.
every time I watch him do comedy, I learn something new about comedy.
Yeah.
Next one is Flem versus Tim Cornette. And this was also
Tim.
We all chose Tim.
Again,
Yes,
love both these
yes,
dudes,
good.
but Tim is just a murderer.
Yeah.
He just when that dude decides to just let words fall out of his mouth. Sorry, Flem. You got a bright future ahead of you, but no, it's Tim.
This was just shuffled. We didn't do this on purpose. Yeah.
The next up was Precious versus Cam Godfrey.
I chose Cam. She saved my life a couple times on St. Patrick's Day, so that gave her even a couple extra points.
I chose Precious. I love you, Cam, but I like Precious.
This
Yes,
is the one.
she's great.
This is the one arm that I never saw Precious perform, so I can't speak on it. So by
default,
it's Cam, and it's not fair. Let's go on.
Next one is Julia Mary versus Jimmy Killius.
And I had your back, Julia.
I said Jimmy. I love Julia. She's hilarious. But
These
Jimmy,
are two mentally unwell people that like in my deepest of like blackouts. So it's a hard pick, but I gotta go with Jimmy. Julia has shown up. She's one of those people where it's literally like I was like I'm leaving my car here in the street overnight, and then as soon as I make that decision, Julia appears nowhere.
same spot as you.
I get so many
But Jimmy,
times from Julia at like 2 a.m.
Hell yes.
But it's not a booty call. It's a hey, can you send me $20 so I can get a lift home?
I never got like. It's always just like.
No, I'm like her.
She like she's someone that shows up and I see her in public. She's like, hey, have you ever wondered what it felt like to be like in Dallas, Texas in 1964? Like it's like just that. It's like,
so good.
But no, Jimmy. I think I've seen Julia do comedy a ton of times, and same with Jimmy. But if I really got to objectively say, like Jimmy is the guy. Yeah.
Next one is John Bruton versus Sam Artwool.
I hate this, John.
It's John.
I love Sam. She's so funny.
She is so funny.
But John, yeah.
Next one is John Brown versus Joe Rue.
And I went John Brown.
I went Joe Rue. I think she's hilarious.
I think I picked John.
You did.
You did, but you
By
you
like,
did like by a cunt hair, I believe is what you said.
cunt
there you go, by a con there.
So what?
You need to go that way.
What's this round? Half something?
This is second round.
Second round. Oh, okay. I thought you called it something. All right. So we have.
There's
Quarterfinals.
Yeah, it's the comics that had buys in the first round.
Okay, buys.
Yeah.
Bisexuals. Yeah.
And Hannah Belma and
Is Joe?
Joe. She's more lesbian, but she's definitely told me that about some guys, and then Cam Godfrey's bi. So.
Oh yeah, dude.
I thought it's all girls, but never
most
guys.
ladies are fucking bi.
Strengths talked about dabbling. Like he has a bit about down.
Oh yeah,
Grindr.
that Grinder. I forgot about that one. Yeah, hell yeah. Anyways, okay, next round. Brett Thomas versus David Flint. I voted Brett.
I voted Dave because I love Brett, but Dave Flint is just so fucking funny.
And you chose Dave too, right?
Brett's so funny. But man,
I know Brett.
Like going back through these, I'm like, let's change answers.
I know.
I think I picked Brett.
No,
to
you
be
didn't.
like a
No, you
compare-
chose
oh,
Dave. You
yeah.
chose Dave.
So
Sorry, guys.
funny.
Yeah, everyone chose
So
Dave except me.
Funny.
I said Brett. I tried. Okay, next one. Mickey Genosi versus Elijah Nevels. I chose Elijah.
This is a tough one because I love. Wait, did we already get to Mickey? Did we skip around?
No, we're here.
Oh, I totally
You
fucked
skipped
up.
around.
Hold on. Okay, somebody else.
All right.
Go over the phone.
All right, she skipped around.
Sorry, guys.
All right, so the second round is Brett Thomas versus Tim Wolf.
Yeah.
And I went Tim Wolf, and you two went
Brett.
Brett Thomas.
Yeah.
Because Brett, I said I love Brett's stage presence, and you go, you mean just how Brett is.
Yeah.
Person. You're like, I love how committed he is to that. I'm like, I don't think
It's just.
No, I
I
just
don't think it's
him.
commitment. I think
Just
it's there's not much of a deviation when you get up. You're gonna
Right.
get off stage like, now I'm the life of the party. No, it's still- all right, and then Dave Flint versus Will Burge. I said Dave Flint. Tommy said Dave Flint.
Yes, and then you said
Will
Will
Burge.
Burge because he paid you
Yep.
to do comedy.
Straight up.
Trying to buy off the judges.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then Mickey Genosi had a bye. It was Mickey versus Martin Malloy, and
I don't.
I think I picked Mickey. I think
you guys
Mickey.
both went. Or no, I think I went. You went Marty.
I went Marty.
And
You're ride or die for Mickey,
Yeah.
for Marty, and
And then I was like, you know what? Fuck you, Marty.
Yeah, no,
And
like Mickey, like I
What
think
Mickey?
Mickey is just so piss and vinegar, and like he called me out for like trying to become a prop comedian with my tank tops, where I was like, I can't not.
Yeah.
And Mickey's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
He is.
They're
Very
both funny,
yeah.
but if you put my feet to the fire, I'm picking Mickey.
All right. Next round, Mike Strank versus Elijah Nevels. Elijah is 19 years old. I've been doing comedy longer than he's been alive, but he is great, and he got a clean sweep here.
Yes, yeah.
3-0. Sorry, Mike Strank. All right. Now I get to say this name again. Tanea Timmons.
Tanea Timmons.
Versus Brian Kenny. Tanea, hilarious. Check
I
out
chose
Sundays.
Tanea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you chose Tanea.
Yeah.
And then we both went Brian Kenny. I mean, there's not much to
Yeah.
dissect there.
Brian
It is
is,
what it is.
Brian is just a killer, and how he's not a millionaire off his own material is like blows my mind. Like, Brian is so funny to me. Like,
Well, he needs to put an album out. That's what he needs to do.
hey Brian, I would put a fucking album out.
Put a special out, buddy.
Do it.
You lazy
we'll make
fuck.
it happen. All right, Tim Cornette versus Cam Godfrey.
It was also
this was
a sweet.
Tim.
yeah, we went all
Yeah.
on Tim Cornette.
Sorry,
And if you
Cam.
guys don't know these comics, start coming to more comedy shows on
Maybe,
in
yeah,
Cleveland.
come around.
Come learn about the Cleveland comedy scene. It's great.
Stop.
All right,
fucking-
next round, Jimmy Killius versus John Bruton. And I voted against Jimmy Killius. I voted John Bruton. Who voted? Someone voted for Jimmy.
I think I voted for Jimmy.
You voted for Jimmy?
See,
I don't remember which
I
one.
was against Jimmy Killius from the beginning because he likes to sneak up on me while I'm at bars and try to scare me. It does scare me.
Jimmy just has like a darkness that I can
Oh, yeah, he's
understand about.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, like I he ran into me at the Little Rose Tavern a few weeks ago, and we kind of fucking just got into our cups, and it was like,
Nice.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
I see it. I see-
John Brown versus Pope.
I said Pope because I don't think I've watched. I know who John is, but I don't think I've seen him maybe a handful
I think
of
I went
times,
with
but
John,
like
yeah.
doesn't stick out for me.
Okay.
So Pope does.
I went John Brown. You went John Brown.
Yeah, because I've never seen Pope perform live.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
This is a. We don't know who you are, so we can't. And like everybody listening to this, is like we don't know any of these things. But this is but the guys that do know this will probably be mad about certain things.
It's okay.
All right, now we are into the Quarterfinals. This is Brett Thomas versus Dave Flint. Dave Flint won 2-1.
I think I said Brett because I'm
Brett.
just more familiar. I love Brett, but I'm also more familiar with Brett.
But Dave Flint moved on. And then it was Elijah versus Mickey Genosi. I gave it to Mickey. You guys both went Elijah.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I love Elijah. He's gonna do big things. And then Tim Cornette versus Brian Kenny. You went Brian Kenny.
No, I went Tim because
you've seen him more.
Yes, yeah. I've never seen Brian.
Yeah, and Brian is, you got to see.
I know.
And then John Bruton versus John Brown. That was clean sweep. John Bruton versus John Brown. We are flying through this.
We are now, yeah.
We need to be.
Now we're in the semifinal.
Yes.
Dave Flint versus Elijah Neville. This was a tough one.
It was a tough one.
But you and Elijah.
I went Elijah. I'm sorry, Dave. I think
I went Dave. I went Dave just on the strength of all the shit I've ever seen Dave do.
Yeah.
On stage and off. Like just a funny motherfucker. Just unstoppable.
And then this one is the one that was the toughest. Honestly, could have been the finals if they had been seated further apart. Brian Kenny versus John Bruton.
Yeah.
And I ended up.
It's a real.
I think I went John Bruton.
No, I think I did.
Oh, you went John
I've
Bruton.
only seen John.
Okay, so you went John Bruton, and then we went Brian Kenny. And he's just like, yeah, I gotta go get another shot over here. Don't worry about it. We're doing a podcast.
This is how today is. It's
Yeah, don't worry about me.
Yeah. Are you gonna finish the podcast? We're like at the end, man.
No, I'm here. What do you need? What
you don't have to yell, but your microphone's on.
Oh, okay.
It's not on camera.
What's the pick?
It's the finals. We're in the finals now. Dave Flint versus Brian Kenny.
You took the.
I think I picked Brian.
You didn't. No, the finals of the. We went a clean sweep for Flint in the finals. Love Brian Kenny. Absolutely could have won this. But there was one specific reason that Dave Flint won it all. Pants, what is that reason?
Why did Dave Flint win?
Because he took an Irish shower and I caught him in the middle of washing his own dick in a bar bathroom. And that's literally the only reason.
And that's what will carry you further in comedy than being funny.
Yeah.
Is at the top of the mountain of Cleveland comedians. So Hannah Belmont, I'm sorry you don't have a dick to wash in the sink. Maybe work on that.
And these are the two that I don't even know.
You know what? You're right. I don't.
You don't know.
But maybe work on that.
Yeah.
Things to address.
Just work on it, guys.
That'd be really. I feel like a guy washing his dick in the sink in a bar bathroom is like you see that and you're like, that's hilarious. It's like like a woman doing it, like washing her pussy.
What happened?
Like, oh, what?
It's like porn where like I'd never seen anyone do that, but when I actually saw him doing it, I go, I know exactly what he's doing. I've never seen anyone do it, but he's doing it right now. And I was like pissing into the urinal. Yeah, with my fucking modest dick.
Modest.
And I was like, you don't wait till you just get to her house and you just wash it. He's like, no, man. I'm a gentleman. And I guess it's the difference between just like having like your dick like smell like the peach lavender or whatever she got at her house or whatever the bar
up at the bar.
Yeah, like the Cisco stone. No judgment. I watched it. I observed it like I watch comedy. I'm like, I'm learning something.
So
that's so good.
Dick washing in general, though, like it's a very polite thing to do.
Yeah, please.
But also a suspicious thing to do because it's something that you could be doing. You wash things off your dick that shouldn't have been on your dick in the first place.
True. That's when you said that. I just assumed he just got fucking railed in the goddamn bathroom stall, not going about to fuck somebody.
No, he was. I think
he was on the way.
I don't know.
I know, but in my mind,
maybe he just really liked having a clean dick.
Yeah,
like maybe it's like an OCD,
which is great.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
but
hey, we should all strive for
again the reason he should be the champion of.
He got the cleanest dick in Cleveland.
Sanitation is important.
I bet Daniel Myers' dick is cleaner. Oh, you didn't put him on the thing.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you know Daniel. He's got the curly hair.
Who?
Daniel Myers.
Maybe if I saw him.
He does good punches. He looks like a Muppet.
A Muppet. Maybe if I saw him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. So many people look like Muppets. My dog looks like a Muppet.
Your dogs do look like Muppets. They look very.
They look like human beings wearing dog suits, is what they look like.
They really do. Do you have a picture of him? Or are you about to show me?
I'll show you that shot he sent.
Oh, the headshot. I do know who that is. I didn't know that was his name. Oh, okay, see?
Yeah.
That's why I asked with the serial killer fucking Zodiac killer in the background.
He's very into the serial killer stuff.
I believe it. Yeah. Let's see it. That's why I sent you the list, guys.
Right.
I knew I was missing somebody. You win,
Yeah.
Dan Myers.
There you go. Thanks for coming to Cleveland, America.
It's
not
a serious place at all.
No, not at all. And
It's really not.
It
hasn't even-
isn't here
he's not
anymore.
even- yeah, he's gone.
No, I'm in DMs. I'm
We fucked this up.
Yeah. It's not.
thanks for checking it out. Bye.
Bye.
That is all.